Welcome everyone to Geek Tales and Tea. This is HusseiNova, but some of you may know me as Starmie52 or Rhapsody HC, which both are my previous channels before I created this one. This is my first podcast. It's gonna discuss my life experiences, being on the internet, and my obsessions with pop culture and media. I would discuss topics ranging from music to the internet to movies, books, you name it. So, on episode 1, it's all gonna be about getting to know me and my life on the internet, my previous channels. So let's go all the way to the beginning. So my first channel was Starmie52. It was a gaming channel, but I say it was more focused on one game, which was Mugen. If you don't know what Mugen is, it's like a fighting game on Windows that you could download and you could add characters across the internet and you would make these characters fight like in Mortal Kombat style, Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, those type of games. But yeah, you could like mix and match like several different characters from a lot of series. And how I first discovered Mugen, I don't know like what's the right way to say it. I think it's Mugen, but I think like as a kid I call it Mugen. But anyways, like how I first discovered it was like very young, like very young as a kid, like back in the 2000s when YouTube was like very new at the time. I don't know how old I was, but like I was probably like 8 or 9, I would say. And like I think I was looking for anime battles, and one of the videos recommended to me was like Sailor Moon, Mugen, and interestingly, that was also how I got into Sailor Moon as well. But that's probably a story for another time. But yeah, I would watch these Sailor Moon battles, and I think the channel is still up today. But yeah, those are very old videos, and that was my first exposure to Mugen, and like I was very intrigued because like I didn't have any idea what this game was at all. But like I would see people like posting this game where they would just post like random fights between different characters. And I would just watch them for fun because like I was very bored as a kid. And I had no idea that it was a game like that you could just download easily again. And like my parents were very against downloading games. Like I understand because like the virus concerns back then was a real thing and it should still be a concern to this day. Like you should be careful. But anyways, I would find like a lot of different content creators, and one of them is Top Kirby. I like Top Kirby and like some number. Like I'm sorry if like if you're watching this, I would just call you Top Kirby or TK because like your battles were called TK's Mugen battles. And yeah, like they were very fun. Like I remember watching like the most broken characters fighting each other. That was like a very old video, by the way. And it was fun to like watch like broken characters fighting each other. And then I watched his other fights like without the broken characters and he provided really good commentary. And I think this is like my first like yeah, my first exposure into the Mugen community. Like I knew this like a lot of people posted Mugen content, but I didn't really have like an idea that there was a community behind this game. Then I found other creators like the Metalocalypse and Neo Mega Man. And I think it's the Metalocalypse, like him, I think was the actual the actual one that made a community because I remember he had like forums where you could go on there and request your own battles. And yeah, I think this is the first time I joined a forum and the first time I used the mantle of Starmie. Because like Starmie was my favorite Pokemon. Like I could also talk about that too in the future. But yeah, Starmie was my favorite Pokemon, and I just made, you know, an account for this forum, and I was requesting battles. Like I still had no idea how this game worked at all, and like how to download it. But I was having fun, interacting with different people. So fast forward a couple of years, and I think the Metalocalypse, he kind of moved on. I think he's posting Mugen now, but like for that period, he kind of stopped posting. So the forums kind of died, and I think I kind of moved on too. And I was kind of like in a phase, like I think middle school phase. So I would say around like 12 or 13, maybe even 14, because I was held back. Once again, like more stories for another time. But yeah, so I think my memory is a little fuzzy, but like I joined a different forum for Mugen called Mugen Free for All. Maybe this was in high school, but I think it could also be like around eighth grade. It's around that time period when I was 13, 14, or 15. And yeah, I think I finally downloaded Mugen and like yeah, I was downloading my favorite characters that I saw like other people using, and like I was kind of blown away. Like I had I had Mugen, and I can make I can make characters fight now. I don't have to watch someone else doing it. And yeah, on this forum, I think it was interesting because I did keep the name Starmie, but I also decided to start a YouTube channel around this time, and I would kind of copied my favorite content creators, like the way they did their battles, but like I didn't do commentary. I'm pretty sure I didn't do commentary. But yeah, just put random battles together. And I even like took requests at some point. But yeah, this community was like, it was very interesting because like I got to meet a lot of new people and new creators. And like, it was exciting. Like, because like I never had like a community before this point. And just being a part of it was like, as a kid, it was definitely like something else. That's how I grew my YouTube channel to like 100 or so subs. I don't think I had 100 subs immediately. Like I think it was like 50 or so subs. So at this point, I was interested in creating characters and editing characters myself. Cause like I was kind of frustrated with some of the characters how they didn't have good AI, and like I wanted to like do AI patches. Like if you don't know about AI patches, like they basically like make a character's AI better. Cause like about Mugen and how it works again is like there are people out there that create characters and you could download them and then use them in your Mugen to fight other characters. And yeah, about AI patches, like they just made the AI stronger because like not everyone makes AI for the characters, which is understandable. But yeah, I was frustrated with some of the characters not having good AI and some characters that weren't made in general. So I got into the creative process. So I think like I did a lot of the Sailor Moon characters by Posh Psylocke. I think that's their name. Forgive me if I butchered it. But those were my favorite characters, by the way. And I would start doing Pokemon because like Pokemon sprites were being made online. I think like one person made these sprites online. I had to like pull up an image to get them credit, but yeah. And anyways, I was creating Pokemon like Castform, I think was my first, and then Starmie, which is me. I made a Starmie because no one made a Starmie before. And then I did Pansage and Panseer like in the 2020s, I think. Yeah, a lot of time passed between like these 2 points. Cause like sometimes I would lose interest in Mugen and like do other things. But yeah, I think I was a creator from around high school all the way to like my first 2 years in college. And I think like Mugen was kind of dying at this point. Like, don't speak for me, but like, I don't know. Like, I felt like it was kind of dying and I was losing interest too. I wasn't really proud of some of the characters I made, like, because like they were mostly copy pasted code. But I feel like my creations did get a little bit better because like I was starting to understand the coding more. I think that's like with everything in life. Like at first you start at like a basic level, but then like the more you look into something, the more you understand it. So yeah, I think that's about it for Starmie52. It didn't really take off. It peaked around 100 subscribers. And I kind of stopped uploading when like I stopped making characters, stopped accepting requests, posting battles, overall just losing interest in Mugen. And yeah, I think that's when I just decided to leave the channel because I was losing interest and I wanted to do other things. And I think like at this time I created my second channel, or I made my second channel way back in 2016. So we could start with that section next, which is very interesting, and like a lot more happened with this channel than the first. So the second channel, it was also made around 2016 in middle school, I think. Because Mugen not only did it introduce me to Sailor Moon, but like I remember a lot of the content creators and a lot of the creators of characters, they were like My Little Pony fans, and I think that's how I discovered the show My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And I watched the very first episode. I think like season 1, 2, and 3 were out already. And I watched the first episode and I fell in love with the show. Cause it was just so fun, and like I liked all the characters. I liked the humor. I liked the songs. And I think another passion I had at this time, browsing through YouTube, it was mashups. Cause who doesn't like mashups? But yeah, like I was very into pop music. Even at a young age, I was into pop music. I didn't listen to like full albums back then, but I was still into like the biggest hits at the time. And one of the popular things was mashups. Combining one song's instrumental with another song's a cappella. And that was very cool because, like, again, as a kid, I was very wowed by these things. Like, I was like, how did they do it? I wonder if that's how kids feel about like tablets and artificial intelligence. Because, like, I wasn't, or like, those things were not around when I was young. But anyways, I was very like into these cool mashups. And that's when I had this idea, like this brilliant idea. Like, I love My Little Pony. I love the songs. And they were posting, I think there was like a channel called Rain Shadow posting stems. And I was thinking, like, you know what? I could just mash up these stems with like popular pop songs. So I did it, and I created this channel called Rhapsody HC. I think it was originally titled Rhapsody Crash or something like that. Like, I don't remember like where it came from, but yeah, it was Rhapsody Crash first, I believe. I forgot to mention that there were other mashup, My Little Pony mashuppers, I guess you would call them. I think me and my friends called them that too. We called each other My Little Pony mashuppers. There were other mashuppers out there. I think like one of the first was DJ Sucker Punch, and then one of the others was Daydream Shimmer or something like that. And And then one of them was also Molly Sandura, which became one of my friends on Discord. And I think like that's what also inspired me because, like I think with a lot of us content creators, like we had like someone else to inspire us to be like, hey, I could do that too. I want to take my own spin on it. And that's what I did. And my first few mashups, as DJ Rhapsody Crash. I think that was the first name I gave myself. My first mashups, they were terrible. Like, they were awful quality. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was just messing around with Audacity, the software. And yeah, I just created these mashups. I thought they were good. Like, as a kid, you think like your creations are like the best thing ever, but they're very terrible. Like, they're very terrible when you look back at it. And yeah, I was like getting nothing. Like, this channel, DJ Rhapsody, Crash, whatever, it barely had any subscribers, like even less so than Starmie52. But like, I just kept posting and posting. And then I think that's when I like met my friend who went by FHRC Brony at the time. I think he's going by a different name. Yeah, I could put it up on the screen, but he's going by a different name now. And I don't think he posts mashup content anymore. He still does music content. But yeah, I met him and I think like he really changed a lot about the way I did mashupping. Cause like at first I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what tempo was. I didn't know what pitch was. I was just throwing songs together. And sometimes, like by chance, it actually worked, by the way. Like, there were some gems in my mashup catalog. But yeah, I met FHRC Brownie. I'm just gonna call you that. I'm sorry. But yeah, FHRC Brownie. And like, we kind of connected for like our love of the show. We're both bronies, and we both like mashupping. So again, I think like he really taught me like music theory, like what works and what doesn't work. And that's when I just kept posting and posting more. And like eventually, I think like I would say around like senior year of high school, like 2020, 2019 maybe. I think like that's when I really got a lot better. And I just posted like very high quality mashups. And I continued to get better. But then, unfortunately, the show ended. Friendship is Magic ended. And that's kind of when like I got burnt out from the series. Because like Generation 5, it isn't interesting at all, honestly. Like, Generation 5 is like very disappointing. And again, that's like another topic I could go into. But yeah, I was like forcing myself to post Generation 5 content. By this point, my channel was growing a lot. It surpassed Starmie52 by like almost, like, I can't do math, like probably 200 times. Because Rhapsody HC, which I think I changed the channel name, my channel was growing. It was like getting like lots of subscribers. I got 1,000 subs. I couldn't believe it, by the way. Like, I couldn't believe that like lots of people would actually watch my content. And I think I made even more friends at this point. One of them is like, what's his name? Albroni Villaro. Sorry if I butcher it. I don't speak Spanish that much. But yeah, my channel had grown a lot more than I expected, but like unfortunately, the show ended and I just wasn't into the new generation as much. Like, I did like the new generation songs, but again, I was kind of tuning out of the show and I wasn't really keeping up with the fandom anymore, which, like, I also was like a huge fan of content creators in the My Little Pony section of YouTube. They call it like the art community or whatever, the art commentary community. But yeah, I think I was just outgrowing this channel and like eventually I just stopped posting around 2023 by memory. And eventually we got here on my channel, my new channel, my personal channel for music reviews and pop culture. So now we're here on HusseiNova, which is current day 2025. I think I started this channel in 2024, but this channel is really based on my love for music, but I think I'm expanding it further. So my love for music, pop music in particular, again, I think I said this earlier, but like I didn't know what albums were at all. Like when I was a kid, I only knew the lead single and all the other hit songs, like My Mistake. But yeah, I didn't know about albums until like high school and I started listening to like albums. And it was a new hobby, honestly, like, and I enjoyed it. And it was very fun to um like watch pop culture channels. Like I think Top Producciones was one of the few channels that really introduced me to pop culture, like all the pop girls, all the pop queens, and it was an interesting time because like I was watching a lot of his content and he was doing like pop battles, pop rankings, and like yeah, it was very fun. And I thought like at some point I thought I could do a channel like that, but I really thought again. And one like another popular YouTuber was Anthony Fantano. Like he really blew up, and he was just a guy that was like reviewing music, like recording himself and reviewing music. And ARTV was another one similar to him. And I thought that like I could do that too, which is like what I usually do here with short content. But honestly, I think it's kind of competitive and I want to expand this channel to other domains just to be a little bit more original. But yeah, they were still inspirations to this channel because like in 2024 I think like Rhapsody HC I was just abandoning that channel and I didn't know what to do until like I just decided to, do this channel because I love art and pop culture so much. I love the internet so much that, I couldn't get away from it and I had to like put myself on camera and do content this way now. And this is when it leads to the other channel, which is gonna be me and my brother's channel, which is my new gaming channel. Kind of a spiritual successor to Starmie52. We're gonna talk about it in the next section. So last but not least is HusseiNova Realm, which is my new gaming channel with my brother. And this channel again was like a creative like need, I would say, because like I was just running out of things to do in 2024. I was like very lost, and I just wanted to create new channels and start all over. And my brother was like, he was like kind of in a similar situation, and we would just get together and start this channel. Like we got a capture card and we learned how to record on OBS and editing. Like we learned a lot about editing too. So we're just taking new skills, basically, like trying new things out because that's always an important thing in life. Like you need to try new things, otherwise it'll be boring and you won't learn anything. With this channel, like so far it's just let's plays and streams. I think I do want to post on Twitch a lot more with this channel too. But yeah, that's like most of this channel anyways. Like I don't know if it will attract an audience. I mean like let's plays are pretty much dead. But like if you could just keep persevering, you don't know what will happen. Maybe your channel will just blow up. So like whatever you post, like don't give up because like eventually you will like reach 2000 subs like I did and maybe even beyond if you kept pushing, like kept pushing yourself in that channel. And maybe even if you like start over like me, like maybe you could find like something new that you love and create an even better channel for yourself. So I think that's about everything I had to say about my crazy internet life. How I was, two different channels and then two different channels again. And yeah, I that's all I had to say, honestly. Like if you are a content creator, like a small content creator out there, just do it. Like who cares if there's competition? Just don't let the doubts get to you. Eventually you will succeed once you find what you love to do and just keep pushing forward, no matter what you do. We all start off somewhere and we can make like terrible stuff at the beginning, like low quality stuff, but like the more mistakes we make, the better we improve. So it's like no matter where you are, if you're creating content, like don't worry about it because the more you do it, you will get better eventually. So that's all I have to say, and I'm signing out.